Hey everybody, Roadcraft Nottingham here. Here's a controversial one for you. Why you don't need to trail brake. This is going to get your thumbs on negative. It's going to make you dislike it if you're an absolute advocate of trail braking. But do watch this until the end and listen to my reasons why you shouldn't need to trail brake. So what is trail braking? Trail braking is continuing your brakes into the corner or bend. The pro trail breakers claim three main advantages. Advantage 1, it helps you get round the bend quicker. Advantage 2, it increases your tyre grip on the road. Advantage 3, it helps you turn tighter. The speed limits are restricting you to start with, and even if you are breaking the speed limits, your next limit is going to be your view. So again, you go hearing into a corner on the brakes and you haven't got the view, you're at the mercy of anything that may be around that corner. Hazards like gravel, potholes, animals, roadkill, oncoming vehicles on the wrong side of the road that are overtaking. You're increasing your tyre grip around the corner, absolutely, yes, it grips better. But what if you hit something like gravel or diesel? That extra grip is going to make the bike break away sooner. You don't get that on a track, do you? You can see around the corner on a track. What you don't get at the track is gravel, potholes, oncoming vehicles, tar snakes, grease, gravel. I think I've mentioned gravel. 2 lots of gravel, diesel. It doesn't want to turn tighter under braking, it wants to sit up under braking. The only reason that they get a turn in at the end of the braking is because they've lost speed. Nothing to do with the braking. You'll get to the point when you're braking and leaning that the bike doesn't want to lean anymore. And then when you let go of the brakes, the bike drops, so you have that transition problem between letting go of your brakes and the bike dropping. So people need to understand, on a public road you're restricted by your speed limits, you're restricted by your view, and you're restricted by the condition of the road. Trail braking has become an epidemic where a lot of the bigger boys or louder boys or faster boys or the boys with loads of ego say that that's the only way you can get around a corner, by trail braking. Absolutely untrue. I've not used my brakes on a corner once, apart from just back there when there was a car turning right, but my speed around that corner was slow enough that I could stop in the distance I could see to be clear on my side of the road. And if you're allowing for an oncoming vehicle being on the wrong side of the road, then technically you need to stop in half the distance you can see to be clear. You shouldn't be relying on other people to avoid your mistakes. So you come hearing into a corner on your brakes, you're going to put yourself into a whole world of trouble that you will need that trail braking to get you out of. So yes, somebody may come hearing past me, slamming his brakes on going into the corner, but the chances are as well, if you're not really trained at this, you're going to lose too much speed. Then you're going to have to accelerate out of the bend that I'm already taking 15-20 miles an hour faster than you. And I'll tell you one thing, my passenger will be a lot happier on the back of my bike than they will yours. I don't want to leave my safety in the hands of somebody else. So if there is something around the corner, like animals or gravel, 3 lots of gravel, and I need to be able to leave my safety in my own hands, not hoping that some other motorist will be able to avoid me if I mess up. So when would you need to trail brake around a corner? First of all, when you're on a track and you want to improve your track times. But the beauty of that is you don't have all the problems on a track that you do on the road. So yes, go for it, enjoy. Secondly, when you're coming up to a roundabout or a sharp bend downhill and you need to continue your braking. But you're already losing your speed and you're still limited by your view, so your speed won't be that high that trail braking is going to cause you any real problem. And the third one, you've gone in way too hot and you've misjudged it. Then of course you'll need trail braking to get you out of trouble. How do you take a bend? Well, we've often mentioned talking about limit points, haven't we, or vanishing points. So you need to make sure, as I've said before, that you need to stop in the distance you can see to be clear. So when you're setting up your bend, as you approach it, you need to be lifting your head and looking around the bend, and if your view starts to reduce, then your speed will need to reduce. It really is that simple. That is your limit, your view. Throttle, early plan, lift your head, look beyond the bend, steady throttle, opening up so I can open up. And I'm using no brakes. And if I had a passenger, they wouldn't be headbutting me either. No braking needed, this is the speed. So you go hearing into a corner with your brakes on and there's something like that coming the other way. Okay, yeah, let's do that. So if you do take a bend way too quickly and you're already braking into the bend, then you have no choice but continue the braking around the bend, and then you have to start leaning the bike and looking around your corner. Do not fixate on the corner of the road or the curb where you're going to crash. If you look at it, you will go for it. So around this corner, if I'm taking it too fast, lift my head, look around the bend and brake and push on the right bar until you feel that you can't brake anymore. The bike will start to fight you, and then you have to carefully ease your front brake off, because that transition between the grip on the front tyre, easing off your brake, and then the grip going to the back tyre when you start bringing your throttle on is a very careful transition. You've got to do it smoothly. What if you're already in the bend and you get it wrong? Well, the very first thing you do not do is chop your throttle, because what you're going to do is surprise your tyre. You're going to put too much load on that tyre way too quickly, and you're risking, whilst you're already banked over, breaking that front tyre away and chewing tarmac. So what do? You ease off your throttle in the bend, leave your clutch out to keep the drive to the back wheel to avoid it locking up, and then ease on your back brake as much as you dare, while still looking around the corner and pushing on the handlebar that you want to go. Right for right, left for left. Do have a look at my upload on counter steering. And the odds are on, if you do this, you will probably make the bend more often than you wouldn't make the bend. So the reason I sound so passionate about this is because I just hear so many people jumping on this bandwagon about how trail braking is so good. If you were so good, you would be judging your bend before you get to it. So why don't you try that instead? And even if you do disagree with me, that's absolutely fine. But I'm just trying to help some people here who feel under pressure to trail brake because the louder people have said how great trail braking is. Trust me, it's really not all it's cracked up to be. Take it to the track.